Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I Am Really TV. Today, really want to show you how to plant spinach, and this is actually the seed bed which she has made, and the seed bed is actually ready because she has removed all the weeds as it is supposed to be. And now this is how the seed bed looks. So what we are going to plant here is spinach. So I think you will be very keen, so that at least you can see how we plant spinach, how we remove it from the nursery bed and then plant it in the seed bed. Because as you know, when you are planting spinach, the first thing is that you can put the seedlings on the nursery, and once the seeds have grown up to the required height, then you can transplant that from the nursery and plant it to the already prepared seed bed. So this is what really is actually doing. It's just trying to prepare this place, and she has prepared it. I think it's quite well, and this seed bed is ready actually to receive what we call the seedlings. And what she's actually doing is trying to dig holes so that he can bring the seedlings and plants them here. So he's actually making those holes in terms of laws. So that's actually what she is trying to do. And if you look very keen at the seed bed, you can actually agree with me that the seed bed is well made. The weeds have been removed completely, and what you are able to see is actually just soil. And in our location here in Kenya, you will find that our soil is quite rich with actually nutrients. It's quite fertile. That is why if you look at this soil, you can agree with me that the soil is quite good, quite fertile, and actually it has enough water. So if you touch it like this, you can actually see my hands that the soil is quite wet, and that means when we are going to transfer the seedling to this seed bed, then you will actually get that the seedlings will actually start growing, because still the seed bed is wet. It contains water, and this type of soil actually is the soil we call loamy soil, and that is how loamy soil looks like, quite fertile. quite fertile. Quite fertile. So you can see really as it's nearly completing digging the holes so that we can be able to transfer the seedlings from the nursery to the what? To the seed bed. So that's how actually we prepare. So in actual sense, what you are seeing is the actual preparing of the seed bed. That's how it's actually done. Whenever you are trying to remove the remaining weeds. That's why you are seeing is doing the ants like that. Because spinach doesn't want weeds. Because if you plant spinach and then you find that where you have planted we have weeds, then the weeds will compete with the nutrients, and then you will find that your spinach could not do well as it is needed. That's why she has made sure that all the weeds are actually done what? Are actually removed from the seed bed so that it can be ready for planting. So you can see she has just finished, and now what remains is that is going to get what? The seedlings. You will get the seedlings, and then you will use those seedlings to plant at this seed bed. So in short, this is how the seed bed is actually prepared, and now it is very ready for the planting process. And when we plant, sometimes if your place is not quite fertile, you will find that it is advisable that you can use DAP, diammonium phosphate, during the time of planting. But you will find our soil, because it's quite fertile, sometimes you will find that you don't need to use what? To use DAP, because DAP, whenever we use it, we actually want the what? The so-called roots, probably for spinach and other plants, to establish very well, so that they can get enough nutrients from what? From the soil. So DAP is actually the what? The fertilizer you use during the time of planting, and more so in those places where you find that the soil is what? Is poor, but this soil is quite fertile, at the same time is well aerated, drainage is quite good, because you can never find our soil being waterlogged. So in short, that's what you need. First, make the tillage properly, remove all the weeds. Second, you dig the holes where you are going to plant the seedlings. Then you apply DAP fertilizer if you want the roots to establish very well. Then you go and you get what we call what? you get what we call the so-called what? The so-called seedlings. And then you can actually do what? You can actually plant. Now really is actually removing what? The seedlings from what? From the nursery. This is where she had put the nursery. As you can see, the spinach is quite ready for transplanting, and that's why she is now removing the seedlings ready for transplanting. So when he's removing, you see she's doing what? Uprooting up. But when you are uprooting, you must be very careful not to destroy what? To destroy the roots. So you must be very careful how you uproot the seedlings. So you must remove them carefully so that the what? The roots cannot be done what? Be damaged. Now you can see these are the seedlings for what? Ready to be transplanted. Now we will take these seedlings and plant them at the what? The seed bed. And if you look at the roots, he was very careful. He was able to remove some of the seedlings with what? With soil. And what does that mean? Now the roots were not done what? Were not destroyed. So that's actually what you can actually do. Now we are moving to the what? To the seed bed. Ready to transplant. Now planting is taking what? It's taking over. It's putting those seedlings into the what? Into the holes, ready to plant them so that now they can mature here where we have the seed bed. That's how it's being done. Now that's how you put the soils like that, and then you plant. That's how planting is done. Then you compact the soil together so that it can hold the plant firmly into the soil. That's how it's done. Everything is done that way. Now you can see these seedlings. Now it's holding firmly to the what? To the soil. You can see it. This is the spinach seedling. You see? Look at the soil. Very wet and well prepared, well aerated. That means circulation of air in this soil is quite good. The soil is not very fine. That means even drainage is very good with this soil of ours. Rom soil, fertile rom soil. That's how it looks. Very wet. So in simple terms, this is how planting of spinach is done. But we will walk you all the way. From here we will be showing you how you will be carrying out field activities until they mature, ready to harvest. Because as you know, you must be able to weed properly, because spinach does not need any kind of what? Any kind of weeds. Once you allow the weeds to be more or to grow, to overgrow, that means you are killing what? The spinach. That's why you should never do that. So really we'll be telling you more by herself in the remaining pit. He will be telling you, and she will be telling you how she prepared this from the word go until this time.